They can use something as simple as this cup. They just hook it up to the oxygen, turn it on, and it works just the same.
They have made a lot of progress. I was here just a few hours ago, and there were several cars still blocking this area.
If you look behind this tarp, that's where her bedroom is. UT has been packed all day with fans excited for the first home game. If you don't have to drive, stay off the roads. We are wearing our life jackets, and it's something TWRA says saves lives. We're about an hour and 45 minutes away from the start of the race, and you can just feel the energy down here. Channel 10 is going to be out here today. You're probably thinking mosquito season is over. But experts say, especially with all this rain we're seeing, we're nowhere near done just yet. Rain or shine, these volunteers are out here, and they will be all summer long because they all have the same mission: to rebuild this church. Looking out at what once was their home.
This is about where we were that night.
All the Newman family can see now is rubble overgrown by weeds.
You look up here, there's nothing.
15-year-old Natalie Grace is still coping with everything that's happened.
It's been really hard.
After the storm, each family member had their own injuries to recover from. Natalie Grace broke her tibia and 3 vertebrae and suffered a concussion. And her wounds are deeper than what's on the surface.
Physically, everybody's doing pretty good. Everybody's healed up, but mentally, just when the storms come, everybody's a little anxious.
The only thing I think about is is there going to be a tornado?
The fear sticks with them, along with a list of other issues brought on by the storm.
Going through what we all went through and losing everything that you have and then trying to bounce back. I mean, you're down for a little while.
The family didn't get any assistance from FEMA. Now mortgage payments and medical bills are piling up.
It was thousands of dollars that we were all left with paying.
Rebuilding their home is the last thing on their minds.
Really, we're talking years.
I thought it'd take maybe a couple months to get everything going back in, but it's taking a lot longer than expected.
For now, a rental down the road is making do, but the family says their recovery isn't over until they're back home. The building you see behind me is historic, and the building's owner was working on restoring it. He says it's a major loss to this community. This is the scene early this morning as flames consumed one of Athens' oldest buildings. Crews arrived shortly before 6 to find the Logan and Thompson law office completely engulfed.
It's a sad day for Athens.
Owner of the building, Jim Logan, has been working for months now to revitalize the building. It's part of a greater effort to preserve Athens' historic downtown.
We were restoring it to its original character and the features in 1876 when the building was constructed.
He and his partners were set to open the law offices in just a few weeks, but now
the walls will probably have to come down. The roof is gone.
A total loss. And the storefront surrounding suffered water and smoke damage too. But residents living in third-floor apartments got out safely.
My wife and grandchildren and daughter live upstairs, and they called and said that the smoke was thick and the smoke alarms were going off.
Emmett Johnson's family was home when the fire broke out. Thankfully, they all got out. Crews say the age of the building made the fire more challenging to fight.
All the buildings are so close together, you don't have any space in between to fight a fire.
But it's the history that attracted people like Logan to this spot in the first place. He says while the fire may be a setback, his work in downtown Athens is far from finished.
I'm committed to rebuilding that building.
After recent violence in Charlottesville,
this is what democracy looks like.
People in Knoxville are standing in solidarity.
I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Today's demonstration was organized by the Women's March Coalition, but brought people from all walks of life.
I'm out here today because one of my big concerns is violence in the community, and I don't want to see this issue get worse.
Protesters say they're saddened and angry to see the images of Charlottesville.
I hope more people keep going out to the streets in peaceful, loving protest.
I tell you now, no.
Representative Rick Staples rallied the crowd, calling the attack in Charlottesville an act of domestic terrorism.
I can't believe something this horrific took place in the United States of America.
He says it's time for people everywhere to take a stand against evil.
America stands strong for life.
We as Tennesseans, we as Knoxvillians, have got to draw the line in the sand and say that mindset, the spouting of rhetoric that speaks to division and divisiveness in this country has got to stop, because blood has been shed.
Knoxville police monitored the peaceful assembly. As protesters chant for change, they vow to make a difference.
And if we don't stand up now to make sure that stops, when will we stand?